It's that time again of true Nigerians, heroes of our time.
True Nigerians.
True Nigerians.
Nigerians.
True Nigerians.
True Nigerians.
True Nigerians.
True Nigerians.
True Nigeria.
Pure water. Pure water. Pure water.
Buy granite, oh. Buy granite.
If you give God your lifetime, He will take care of you.
It's about Nigeria and Nigerians. Watch True Nigeria.
Don't touch that dial.
Okay, Nigerians. Okay, Nigeria. It's that time again of true Nigerians, heroes of our time. A program where we bring to you Nigeria, issues about Nigeria as a country and Nigerians as a people. My guest on the program today is big. You know, as usual on this program, we bring to you Nigerians that are worth emulating, Nigerians that are role model. There was a worldwide search by the Secretary General of the United Nations, and my guest on the program was selected as the first Vice Chairman of the United Nations Committee of Experts on International Cooperation on Tax Matters. He was a seasoned banker, left the banking industry as a general manager. If I mention LIRS, you would have an idea. He was PAMSEC at the same time chairman of Lagos Inland Revenue Services. My guest on the program is the executive chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Services. And you know what that stands for, FIRS. For some people, when they hear FIRS, they take off. But it's a good thing. We can see the progress we have made in Nigeria, courtesy of FIRS. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time on True Nigerians, Heroes of Our Time, I have Tunde Fowler.
Thank you, Abby.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Our first and traditional question, sir. In your own definition, how would you define a true Nigerian?
Well, I think a true Nigerian is someone who loves Nigeria, someone who's prepared to serve Nigeria and the people. And I often tell my friends that when I travel abroad, when I have the time, after a week or two, I'm homesick. So anyone who gets homesick, in simple terms, after they leave the shores of Nigeria, is a true Nigerian.
I was afraid you were going to say a true Nigerian is anyone who pays tax. Okay, I'm going to be reading some of these questions because they are from the general public. Okay. Multiple taxation. Paying of similar taxes on same level. That is company income tax, education tax, value-added tax. Shouldn't there be some form of harmonization to reduce the impacts on taxpayers? You know, because there are double, multiple taxations, and sometimes it's like you are overtaxing the taxpayers. So shouldn't there be like putting all these taxes in one place and asking for it at once?
Okay, that's a very good question, but let me try and answer it in a very simple format. First of all, only people who earn an income, organizations that make a profit, pay tax. That means that if you're operating a business and you're making money within this society, in this environment, and you're making a profit, what government is saying, give back to the people a little portion of that profit as tax, so that government can provide better infrastructure. Now, when you have what we call value-added tax, it is a tax that is only charged to people who consume. For example, if you decide to go to a restaurant and you want to have a nice meal with a bottle of Coca-Cola, then you pay VAT. But if you're hungry and you go to the supermarket and you buy food and you buy something to eat in quotes or a small mama put, you don't pay VAT. You know, so it is for those who want that convenience, that want that luxury, that are subject to the payment of VAT. There are some items like medical care, educational books and articles that are not subject to VAT. So VAT is a matter of choice in terms of consumption. So only those who consume certain things in certain locations are subject to pay VAT. Now, when you say we should add them all together, it will be a bit impossible, because if you decide not to engage in some activities or some consumptions, are not subject to VAT. If I decide that I want some pleasures of life that constitutes that I pay VAT, and I'll give you another example. You want to ride your private car that goes on a government constructed road. You pay VAT on the purchase of your car. But if you decide to go in